What's up, folks? Patrick LaRouge. I am an intuitive healing expert and the creator of the Live Pain Free process, and I'm here with Kate Hoyos, yogi, owner of Heads and Tails Yoga Studio in Clark. Folks, we were having a nice conversation. I decided to tape it because I think everybody should hear what we're talking about, and she has some great input for everyone to hear, and I would love for her to tell you what we talked about and how we're doing it. It's pretty much about how the Live Pain-Free process has changed, has helped her and understand. So what we talked about is how did the Live Pain-Free process help you in the way that you live?
So I've been working with Patrick for probably about 9-10 months or so now, and at first, I have to be honest, it was very confusing to me. I was just kind of doing things and they made me feel better, like trigger point or foam rolling, and I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. I obviously do a lot of yoga and I teach a lot of yoga. I know a lot about anatomy. So I always thought that I, through yoga, could heal myself, and so that's a big part of why I was always sort of interested in what Patrick did, and so I decided to start working with him, and,
What were you hurting with?
Oh, what parts of my body?
Hmm?
I had a lot of outer hip pain, mid-back pain, and then, normal, what everybody would consider normal stuff, like neck and shoulder when you're stressed and you're tight and tired, different joint problems depending on the day, everything sort of changes, but my constants were outer hip pain and mid-back. And what I sort of learned is not only how to identify that pain and how to understand why I'm getting that pain, whether it's emotional or physical, something physically I'm doing, or all of the above, a lot of times. But also trying to how to empower myself to change that behavior, or to change what I'm doing and clear up that feeling and adjust not only instantaneous fixes like trigger pointing something or stretching through something, but also how to maintain that just through normal daily life, like the way I'm walking or the way I'm sitting, and just identifying and being able to communicate with my body better, really.
So what's different about the program? Let's tell them about, let's get down to it. What's different about the program than any other program that you've taken?
It really puts the ball in your court. This program really helps you fix yourself. Not that you're broken.
No one's ever broken, and you've heard me say that in the past.
But you really do fix and understand what's wrong with you, truly understand what's wrong with you, so that you can change it and not live in pain and not think that this is just how I should be living because this is normal, because it's not.
So last thing, let's get up. How, as a yogi and one of the better yogis that I've known, how has this changed? Because you told me plenty of stories that I just love about how did this transfer to you being a better teacher.
Well, it's sort of twofold. So not only a better teacher, I feel like, but also a better yoga student. So a better teacher, definitely, because I understand more about my body and the things that I'm doing specifically in yoga poses that I can then identify in my students and be able to give them tips. So identifying my outer hip pain with the fact that one of my students is coming up to me and saying, oh God, I've got this outer hip pain, who practices a lot, and say to them, hey, let's look at some of the poses you're doing. I bet you you're doing some of the same stuff I am. So that's one way. But also as a student, just kind of going through my own yoga practice and understanding, like, yeah, I'm stretching, but am I stretching the right way? Am I stretching the right areas that I need to be stretching? Am I targeting the parts of my body that I really need, and not just sort of generally doing everything?
Sweet. Oh, I have one last thought. I'm hearing a lot of therapists, and they say they know what self-care is like, and I'm literally going to be doing a blog soon. I'm real excited about this one, about the difference between a person teaching someone how to heal themselves versus themselves. Like, what's the difference between you healing yourself and you teaching someone to heal? Do you know the difference?
Gosh, let me think about that.
Ooh, so yeah, I like my curveball.
We didn't rehearse this one. No, the difference between you trying to heal yourself and you trying to heal somebody else is when you try to heal yourself, you can really experience the pain, the relief, all the not only physical attributes of that, and then on top of that, the emotional attributes of that. When you're healing somebody else, it's much more challenging to really understand how they're feeling, and so to translate what you're going through to them, it sometimes changes. I mean, I know personally, there are lots of things, not every body is exactly the same, and so they all sort of deal with things differently. And one of the things that Patrick teaches the program is that even though the physical causes might be different, maybe the emotional ones aren't so different. So dealing with safety or security or love or just basic primal needs emotionally might be more at the root of some of these issues than more so physically what they're doing. So there may be a physical fix, but it'll teach you maybe how to dive deeper and help them a little deeper.
Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. I'm not going to go my reference on that one. But, folks, this is Kate, and we had a nice conversation, and yeah, we talked about different things, and now you guys know it. She's a yogi, and she's been practicing on knowing herself more and honing her natural ability, and hopefully this inspired you. And if you want, check her out at Heads and Tails in Clark. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.